welcome to the Daily Space Weather, folks. Do things like this have you ready to run away from the planet? Well, Mars Argo wants to run away. Here's a clip. If you haven't heard the track, check it out. It's called Mars Argo, Run Away, Run Away. If you want to run away, have a listen. By the way, we're streaming live to Twitch right now and starting things out here looking at the sun. In 94 angstroms, we see another solar flare, the largest of the year. So the largest X-ray flare just happened a couple of hours ago here. And we'll show you the graph of the X-ray flux momentarily. And thanks for tuning in, everybody who has. And you can see that flare there right at the end of the video. Coming out of that former sunspot 2759, there you can see that brightening of that sun, that plage, former sunspot 2759, right there. Next, we're going to look at the view from stereo A, as we covered a coronal mass ejection yesterday. So we're going out here to look at the sun in this direction. And if I could get, okay, there we go. And there you can see the coronal mass ejection that we covered yesterday. The only corona that many of our viewers are interested in is the solar corona. And don't worry, folks, it's not Earth-facing, and even if it were, it's not very big or dense. But there's a view from back from the SOHO, which is in between the Earth and the Sun, and you can see the majority, if not all, of that coronal mass ejection is expected to miss to the east. So there's that view. And next we'll look at the LASCO C2 as well. I mean C3, that was the C2. There's the C3. A zoomed out version of the same thing. And you can see most of the ejecta is oriented to the east. Keep in mind, folks, if you're a new viewer, the Earth orbits the sun in this direction. So coronal mass ejections that come out here to the west are more likely to hit the Earth than ones that go out to the east because of orbital motions. Now, I'd like to announce that we're going to be premiering a video here. It's going to premiere at 6:30 a.m. today. Don't worry, folks, it's not even a minute long, but it's entitled Social Distancing, Terror in the Outdoors. Oh my God, a human! So scary! Here's a clip as a teaser. So tune in at 6:30. We'll view the premiere live.
And maintain some social distancing.
And fortunately, we don't have to set any videos to private today. So, by the way, check out the channel Switch to Linux if you haven't done so. Great information there about how to avoid spyware, junkware, spam, espionage, etc., as well as all kinds of information about OSs to run, not to run, how to do things to your phone to make it more secure, and how to do all kinds of different computing stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, get subscribed to Switch to Linux, and we are planning to have a call with them soon. And don't forget to subscribe to us on BitChute also, as there is exclusive content over there, such as this video here, the disease caused by you-know-what, cured via hydroxychloroquine and erythromycin, or cringeworthy, DNC. Next, we're going to go to Helio Viewer here and get back to looking at the sun. There's the 171 angstroms view. There's the magnetogram. I'll fade that for you there. You can see the way the magnetic looping affects the ionized iron, shown at 171 angstroms. And here's the 304 angstroms view. Some filamentary activity around there, nothing really to write home about. And we did make some custom movies today. Here is the North Pole region in 304 angstroms. And we should see that flare right at the beginning of that video, actually. And let's look at 171 angstroms, the exact same area. And the flare will be more obvious here. And you can see plasma transferring between between fields there. So this is one that's actually interesting. And again, that's the biggest solar flare we've seen all year, as we come out of solar minimum and head back to a solar max. So that's all good news, folks. That's stuff you want to see, as you don't want too deep of a solar minimum. It's bad for your health, and it's been historically bad for civilizations. Here's the 193 angstroms view, and we've got significant coronal holes there around the equator and in between it and the South Pole region, as well as up by the North Pole. So a bunch of features to keep an eye on, and when I say eye on, you get the idea. Next, looking at the 10.7 centimeter radial flux, 10.7 centimeter radial flux, we see a reading of 70 on that. And let's talk about the disintegration of Comet C/2019 Y4 Atlas. There's a lot of alarmism and nonsense on the internet about this thing, how it's, oh my gosh, it's bigger than the sun, oh my gosh, it's going to murder us. Ancients were scared of comets just like this one. I got news for you, folks. They weren't scared of comets like this one because they couldn't see them. They didn't have the kind of telescopes we have now, and this is still not visible with the naked eye, and it may never be visible with the naked eye, as it looks like it's breaking up. So there you can see that the nucleus has elongated significantly, indicating a major disruption in the nucleus. Don't be surprised to see this out of the news and out of the nonsense real soon. By the way, the brightest full moon of the year is coming up. Has it already happened? Nope, it's tomorrow, I guess. And there's where things will be in 1 week. And it looks like we're getting some kind of a conflagration here. Do you think it could be, Nibiru could be sneaking up on Earth to slurp up the sun like a mysterious, non-existent black hole. Next, we'll look at a star chart. Where were you when Deneb rose? Well, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's probably been up in the sky for months and months at a time, just circling around Polaris, sending cosmic rays through your head, believe it or not. And there we see the largest X-ray flare of the entire year. In fact, there's flaring going on right now. We're on the way up the graph. But there's the largest flare we've seen. It's, I don't know, a B5, someplace around there. Picked up by the GOES 16 long X-ray. I try to look for the X-ray imager, and we don't seem to see any X-ray imagers. We don't see the GOES 14 or the 15 or the 13, so I would have showed you the X-ray flare. Also, I would note to our viewers that proton flux is going to become relevant as the sun gets more active, and it is a feature that we will eventually start to cover. Still flatlined as we enter into cycle 25. So looking at the solar wind, we see a very low density solar wind here, 2.5 protons per cubic centimeter as measured by the Discover. 326 kilometers per second is the speed. There's the data from ACE once again, showing practically zero density there. So I don't think that's accurate, but let's look at the magnetosphere movies and keep moving on, as we don't want the video to be too long. And so we see a pretty steady magnetosphere, but a very weak one, as solar wind density is definitely quite low. So there's the 4 hours of data that we typically archive. Magnetohydrodynamic pressure, courtesy University of Michigan. And to quote Kimberly, the magnetosphere is looking kind of sad. Next, looking at the geospace magnetic perturbations on the ground, and we don't see very much ground magnetic perturbations. And I'll just let that play through while looking very silly and casting light on a situation that you may not have otherwise known about, like the magnetic excursion. Next, the GOES magnetometer data. There you have that. Still not looking particularly smooth, a little smoother than it's been. And for you new viewers, if you're wondering what the M's mean, they mean midnight. And what the N's mean, they mean noontime. That's local time for the satellite, the GOES 16, and the other GOES magnetometer satellite not sending data, or at least not shown on that page. Next, we'll look at the Gong 2 data. This is derived from 51 magnetometers on Earth, one on stereo A, one on stereo B, or at least one on each. And we see no end in sight to the South Pole oriented current sheet shown here in red. Let's look at the line of sight field plot. There you have that. And we do see some perturbations there in the B field associated with the South Pole region. There was an active region down here, which quickly evaporated, and now we see very large South Pole coronal hole. And very holy regions there in the south portion. The B field shown in blue, and the North Pole shown in green. And let's move on to the electron flux, which there's the relativistic electron flux, pretty moderate levels there for the greater than 2 mega electron volt. And the GOES electron flux is looking pretty normal here. Not expecting this to hit warning levels, as solar activity is very low right now. So next, looking at the ionosphere, here's 6 hours of data, and I gotta take this thing off my face because I'm not really that big of a fan of dressing like a ninja, unless tactics and strategy require it. Oh yeah, that's better. And yeah, so yeah, we're streaming on Twitch. If you haven't subscribed over there, check out twitch.tv/smAsho and allow me to put on my signature glasses that make my head transparent with the keyed filter. Anyway, there's 6 hours of ionosphere. Here's the windy.com data showing you pressure maps. And we'll just let this advance. This is the GFS forecast. And windy.com has a great mobile app. You can also look at the NAM forecast or the European forecast. There's where things will be just before midnight tomorrow night. And that's about when the full moon happens, by the way, in this part of the world. And let's move on to earthquakes. Not a lot of earthquakes. It looks like we have a new Madrid quake. I'm only going to cover things that are over a 6 or at odd depths. Or if one happened in Reading, Pennsylvania, for instance, I would probably cover that. But so it looks like we saw 2.5 magnitudes. Those may be the largest of the past 24. Correct me if I'm wrong. And just scrolling up the list here, scrolling up the list. Nothing too noteworthy. And Ixnay on @they. Have you read from the Swiss propaganda research? It's swprs.org, a Swiss doctor on you-know-what. We've updated smashomash.com/forum. And let's talk about the Insanity Files thread. I'm just going to read a quote from this Extreme Tech article. The funniest thing about the idea that 5G could cause coronavirus is the idea that 5G is capable of causing anything. 5G can't even cause good cell phone reception, which is the ostensible purpose for its existence. If 5G were the Kool-Aid Man, pop culture would be full of references to a large glass pitcher smashing itself to bits on an unperturbed brick wall, possibly with a faint, pitiful squeak of, "Oh no! Oh no, 5G! Oh my gosh! Better burn down the towers!" Well, guess what? Susan Wojcicki is fixing the world. The CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, YouTube will delete videos that groundlessly link 5G technology to the spread of you-know-what. And so we picked up that article that was linked in the extremetech.com article, and that's all part of smashomash.com/forums section about insanity. So, a great photo of Susan there. Oh, be still my heart. And let's talk about the way a PA state trooper violated his oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution by enforcing a stay-at-home law. She faces a $200 fine for going for a drive. And the probable cause was allegedly an out tail light or dark window tint, and we'll be interested to see what happens with this case. So perhaps you'd like to read about that. It's in the smAshomash.com/forum, in the free-for-all forum, as there is a over 20-page long section. By the way, some at-home tests are being developed right near where I live. I live in the Lehigh Valley, and in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, there is a federal-backed OraSure Technologies organization that is creating an at-home test. And I'm not going to get into any of the specifics of that other than to say that the U.S. has reportedly begun blood tests to hunt down immunity to you-know-what. So that's a good thing. And also, as the title inferred, I don't know what the title, did the title infer? The title outwardly stated, please pray for Nadia, okay? Nadia is the tiger who's been diagnosed with you-know-what at the Bronx Zoo. And by the way, it's far too communicable to be stopped. It can be slowed. Hospitals could get overloaded if it's not, but the number of cases and number of deaths is likely to be unaffected by any measure. Let's see if the tiger stomps on this little bug, or if it's on a respirator in a few days. What do you think? Please leave a comment. And also, we've put the latest information from Swiss propaganda research. So perhaps have a read on that. It's got all kinds of interesting stuff, and we try to keep that in there daily. Were you aware that silver broke out at $15 an ounce? Well, there it is, up 45 cents to $15.62. And if you made a huge amount of money by investing in silver, as we've told you to do since late 2018, please send us a kickback. Because, well, not because of that, because just gonna spike pile drive that if I haven't already caught it, which, by the way, I think I did already catch it. And if you're wondering what happened, here's how it went down. I had a runny nose, and then I had a crusty nose, and then I had a runny nose, crusty nose, runny nose, crusty nose, over about 36 hours. Those are the only symptoms I got. It was a weird runny nose. I never saw one like it before or since, and it had all of the trappings of a virus. So I have a feeling I may have already had it. Keep in mind, many, many, many people, probably billions, are asymptomatic, and they're not going to get tested. They're going to crush it like bug. They crush like bug. You crush like bug. Let's go to volcanoes. Kamchatka Peninsula has eruptions occurring, such as Kluchevskoy, producing a 20,000-foot plume of ash. Mount Aso, flight level 7,000 there. Kuchina-Abujima, flight level 3,000 there. Mount Ibu, flight level 6,000 there. Dukono, flight level 6,000 there. Popocatépetl, exploding like Revenador, 20,000-foot plume and 15,000-foot plume, respectively. Please do not attempt to hang glide over either caldera. Next, we'll look at the jet streams. And there are the western jets. And we've got meridional jet stream flow there. We have a 180-degree turn off the coast of California. And some heavy snow falling. Shout out to those living in Tahoe. And speaking of which, I would like to take this moment to give a shout out to Smash Staff, who, by the way, Smash Staff receives 25% of our Patreon contributions for all of her hard work, sharing the stuff on social media. So that's the main work that she does, and thanks for tuning in, Kimberly. Cheers. So I just wanted to give a shout out to SMASHO staff. We love you very much, Christy. Thanks for all of your hard work. And thanks for your camera work on our video that will premiere at 6:30 today, right after our daily space weather. Social distancing, fear and doom in the outdoors, or whatever it's called. So cheers, that was the camera person on that one. And consider becoming a patron if you haven't, because we've got a lot of things to do, and we need more funding to do them. And by the way, patrons, your contributions this month came at a good time because it was extremely financially difficult. So cheers! And there are the jets of the eastern world, extreme meridional jet stream flow, both in the northern and southern hemispheres over there. Let's move on to water vapor maps. Here are the water vapor maps for Africa and Europe. Here are the water vapor maps for the Far East and Oceania. Next, the U.S. water vapor map, which apparently a Borg sphere must have flown in front of the satellite. You can see right there, clearly a spherical object there. Please call Mr. MBB333, because maybe he's got images of this Borg sphere. Let's just hope they're not trying to assimilate us. They're probably uninterested in our technology and determined that there's no intelligent life down here, just COVIDiots. Are you a COVIDiot? All right. And we're going to look at this convergence zone over Illinois. And again, we are live streaming. So thanks for those of you who've tuned in. If you're not viewing it on twitch.tv/smAsho, well, you could be viewing it not live there too, but because the videos are available. And we just use the platform because we like it so much, and it's very efficient for us to produce our videos this way. There's that convergence zone right there. We see this strip of dry air, which is kind of causing this atmospheric river to sort of be held up a bit, as well as creating some compression in this direction here. And you can see that stormy area there over northern Indiana and western Ohio. I think it's a stormy area. Let's see. There you go. And it looks like some severe thunderstorms over northern Indiana, Ohio, western PA, south of the Lake Erie region. You're about to get hit, as well as some heavy thunderstorms in Minnesota. And Smash Staff's mom lives near Tahoe. She is getting inundated with snow, although it looks like it's going to be turning into a wintry mix here soon, if not already. Next, we'll look at lightning maps to see where the thunder's rolling in. South Bend, there's thunder rolling in. If you haven't checked it out before, lightningmaps.org. It's a real-time lightning map. Freak out your foes, impress your friends, Smash Team. And hey, thanks for tuning in. By the way, on Patreon, all of our posts are public for the entire month of April, as we are just about to file our non-profit paperwork here. So